Do you like basketball? Basketball, no. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
Should I do a little intro for you two?
Yeah, little intro.
Little intro. Mini episode. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to State
What's
of League
up?
Podcast. Only NBA podcast talks about every NBA team in the draft lottery. And talks about how
the foresight. Yeah, to do a bonus episode on a timely current event.
Yeah. Yep. The only NBA podcast talking about current events. Like, hey, we already did the Pope, so I'm cool. We don't need to do any more Pope talk. I'll sim the lottery right now. Let me do this. All right. Simming it. Oh, shit. This is a crazy result. Okay. So, how do you want to do this? Do you want to talk about potentially like which teams we would like to see get the number one pick, or what do you want to do here?
So I would like to go through team by team and discuss how it would impact them if they got the number one pick, and then what other, if any movement at all would save them and stuff like that. So we'll go team by team.
Okay.
But first off, I want to say I don't believe this draft is as strong as other people are saying.
Outside the top.
Yeah, the top is very, and that's usually how people judge it. Like 2019, there was Zion and people liked RJ back then at the top, so they're like, this is a good draft, but it was pretty rough outside of that. This year's draft is very similar. Cooper is an incredible number one pick. Dylan Harper, I think, is a really, really great number two pick. Outside of that, it gets a little rougher. There's a lot of like question mark type guys. Like there are a lot of people who are high on Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey could very easily be an unproductive basketball terrorist, or he could be molded into
That's literally Kevin Durant.
Versatile. No.
Just watching you start rubbing. No.
But yeah, he's a guy. Situation matters a lot for Ace Bailey. Not a sure thing. VJ Edgecombe, as much as I love him, not a sure thing. A lot of guys like Trey Johnson, one of the best shooters literally I've ever seen since starting watching prospects in 2018, all the way back in 2018. No guarantee that he'll be a guy who makes a difference in the playoffs. There's not a lot of guaranteed playoff difference makers in this year's class.
Okay.
So it does matter. So 1 and 2 are the real prize here. And then
you're rolling the dice. Then you
Yeah.
just get a good, swing at the bat for your Wemby, for whoever you eventually are surrounding.
Yeah. And so Utah, number 1. So there's been a lot of talk about Utah that they need to land this number 1 pick. How do you feel about that?
I mean, they just started like losing. It feels like they've been doing it for longer because there was like a year of mediocrity thrown in there, but like this is the first real bottom out year. I don't know. They need it as much as like any other lottery team needs it, but it doesn't feel like they've just been like wandering around listlessly, I guess. I mean, I really hate all of their young players, so maybe they do need to like
all of them.
Well, there's this one guy buried on the bench, but
Okay.
But like, I mean, yeah, I'm not the biggest. Fuck, I can't remember. Is that Keontae George? Is that who I'm thinking of?
So Keontae George is there. Isaiah Collier.
Based, it's fine.
Cody Williams, in a rough rookie year.
It being the pick. I didn't describe Isaiah. He's a human being. It's fine.
Colin Sexton is still there.
Young player.
Clarkson is
Colin
still there.
Sexton.
And then Taylor Hendricks will be back next year. So
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll be cool. This is a team. This is an annoying team because Danny Ainge is an annoying roster builder. He didn't sell high on Markkanen. So what is Markkanen's future? Are they still going to trade him?
Imagine if Kuminga was here. Oh man.
Oh God. I don't know what they're going to do with Markkanen. If you get number 1, you land Cooper. are you looking to move Markkanen to go for like future picks or a younger guy to be with him, or are you like, no, this is a sick 7-foot off ball scoring guy to be on my team with
No.
Cooper?
If I'm the Jazz, getting Cooper Flagg is we're getting worse before we get better. It's not like we get Cooper and we're turning around. I'm off of Markkanen. I don't because like even if Lowry got back to all-star level Lowry, I do feel like we're probably a couple years away from Cooper Flagg being like a guy deep in the NBA playoffs that you're gonna like be built around and make a legit postseason run. And even if he became that level of player at the speed that like Anthony Edwards did or something, the rest of the roster is not close. Like there's so like you this is just not near a competitive roster. So yeah, you hope Markkanen bounces back in some capacity. But I would move off of him for whatever I could at this point. Hopefully a young player, but like draft stuff would be cool too. I wouldn't be upset at it. Yeah, I'm like just tearing this shit down if I'm the Jazz and I get Cooper Flagg. Really like I do genuinely the shit the Wizards are doing where it's just like our roster is going to be 90% 19-year-olds and we'll have some vets. But we're running the 19-year-olds out there. If you're going to be shit anyways, I do not want to see Jordan Clarkson minutes. It makes no sense to me to do that.
It makes no sense to have kept Clarkson at all. It makes no sense to have kept Sexton at all.
And Sexton is a guy who could have got you something. Like he's I think a legit good player that like a number of teams who are desperate for guard creation would have given up something for.
I'm a hater, but I would like him on like the Nuggets bench or something.
Nuggets bench,
or I mean, Warriors bench.
The Orlando Magic, maybe. I don't fucking know.
Walker Kessler, how do you feel about him?
He's fine, but I'm not like. I do feel if is he going to be as good as Rudy?
It's very odd how they treat him.
Well, yeah, you can have him for pennies. He's always available for trade talks or whatever, but like. I don't know. It's just one of your like I'm cool with him being your fourth best player or whatever, but I really am not trying to like have him be a young pillar of the team, if that makes sense. I think he's far away on offense from being a guy that like even with a legit point guard setting him up in the pick and roll will be like a super productive offensive player. And I just think you kind of see how like a guy who can only play defense, I don't know. I'm not completely out on Kessler. Like I do think he's really impressive at the stuff he's good at. I just don't want him to become a guy that you're like potentially maxing or something.
So he's got a team option for next year, which will be $4 million. So that's great value.
Pick it up.
Him.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And then he'll be a restricted free agent. How much would you pay for him? Like 20?
Yeah.
Or what would be the max? Is 20 the max, or would you like 28 if they signed him to 28?
28 would be fine.
For me, like anything, 30 would be too much for sure.
28, you're hitting the ceiling there, but I would ideally at 28 and it's descending. I'm cool.
Because these guys are valuable. Walker Kessler changes the Lakers' lives, and
yes.
Like him next to Cooper would be a fantastic defensive front court. But yeah, overall, they probably still have a ways to go before, even if they land Cooper. Like this isn't going to be a team fighting for the 8th seed next year, probably.
Yeah. I don't know. Are we saying what are we grading here, or like what how do you want to?
Well, I don't know. Or is it a must-win lottery?
For them, it's I don't know. In the sense that they're not building around anybody right now. Yes, it's a must-win, but it's not like this is the only pick they have for a while or something scary like that. I think. Worst case scenario, they get the 5th pick or whatever. They're just picking again next year.
And so Dylan Harper, I don't know how much Dylan Harper you've seen.
0. I've not watched any Dylan Harper.
6'6", point guard, primary ball handler guy, has that Donovan Mitchell factor where he like splits double
That's
teams
the best
constantly.
player in the world.
Yeah. Splits double teams constantly, not bothered by helping defenders in the paint, like finishes through contact. Shot 70% at the rim this year. Yeah, 70% on vast majority self-created looks. And he's a good passer. So very much a very stereotypical mold. Like primary ball handler guy, John Wall, Ja Morant type dude who gets downhill, can finish or kick it out. He's not like he's kind of like a below the rim athlete type guy, but he's big, 6. There's a lot of Cade comparisons, but he's way better at getting to the rim and finishing. The shot
you
is
don't have to be mean.
the shot is questionable, obviously.
Cade's isn't.
But
so how do you feel about
his shot is similar to Cade's now. Not in college, Cade shot 40%. But Dylan Harper can make some pull-up threes, but it's a work in progress.
Okay.
And off-ball, little work in progress. But this is a guy who needs the ball in his hands, can be super dynamic, creating for himself and others. Off-ball, not really much going on. Defensively, he's okay. He's a 6'6" guy.
He's got
so
tools.
that's good. He won't be killed like that, but he's not super duper quick laterally. Not a factor protecting the rim at all. He doesn't jump with guys and stuff like that.
Okay.
But just incredibly valuable guys. So if Utah were to land somebody like that, like a Cade or a Ja Morant or a John Wall, someone in that lineage, how much would that change your
I feel I'm doing the same thing regardless. If I get either one of those two, honestly, I'm blowing it up. If I'm getting rid of these fucking weird good players that are causing me to win 20 games when I don't want to sometimes. I don't it'd be cool to get stuff back for them, for sure. I don't want to give Lowry up for nothing or anything. But yeah, I'm like Dylan Harper or no Dylan Harper. Casper, Jack Uchonis? If he pulls up,
I'm a hater.
Jordan Clarkson's never seeing the floor again. I'm whoever I get, I'm playing over these. Like I don't get why you would do that if you're like a bad team. So yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, who do you want to talk about next after the Jazz?
So the Wizards are a team you're more familiar with.
Woo!
Obviously, if Cooper lands here, this is a huge deal. Because you get a guy who fits in to a team that has an incredible defensive foundation with Bilal Coulibaly and Alex Sarr. Who else? Who are the other young guys you think will stick around for this?
Probably. I don't know. It's easy to look at like rookies who just had impressive like rookie seasons and be like, oh, well, that guy's here for sure. But Bub Carrington and Keyshawn George both. George especially seems like a guy who should carve out like a 10-year NBA career, just being like athletic wing who, I mean, real chops defensively. Like I feel like he should be mentioned in that core that you're talking about. Like he will just have to hit his threes, which I don't know. I think they had him taking a bunch this year. I don't remember exactly what the efficiency was. I like the framework for Flagg or even Dylan Harper. It's a lot more. There's a spot for a guy here, surrounded by supplementary players. Whereas in Utah, I don't like anybody they have, so I feel like I'm very far away from being a competitive team in Utah. And it'd be a very raw team. I think you'd have some stupid moments on offense for sure, and I think it could be clunky at times because I think Sarr is like a big work in progress on offense. But yeah, I think this. I don't know if we want to call it like it's a must-win lottery or whatever, but like the Wizards just seem like they are like trending in the right direction, or they're at least set up to succeed when they get the guy. There's a lot less questions to answer in Washington as opposed to Charlotte or Utah or a couple of these other teams.
Yeah, this is a team I think has to win 1 or 2. If you drop to 3, I think you're set back a little bit because the guys they have now, maybe Koulibaly continues to put it together offensively. He was sabotaged by Kyle Kuzma for a lot. But it looks like you're the equivalent of like an NFL team that's like, we draft offensive line every year, and it's pretty sick. But we have no
quarterback
QB.
has a ton of time.
We have no running. He has a ton of time, but he can't play. We have no running back. We have no wide receivers yet. But once we get the right guys in here, it'll be sick.
Our quarterback has a ton of time, so we know for sure the interceptions he's always throwing are his fault.
And to be fair, we're not blasting Jordan Poole. I do think
Jordan Poole was incredible last season. Like, I'm higher on him than you are.
And I think his Warriors years mean that he could play alongside either Dylan Harper or Cooper Flagg. Long term, obviously, I would be concerned about him being targeted in the playoffs because he's a little guy. But off-ball offense-wise, he is a guy who can help either one of those people out in the beginning stages of their career. So this would be a big. And then if they do land to number 3, like I love VJ Edgecombe at 3. Other people would like Ace Bailey. Those guys would both be infrastructure picks to me. They would just be another piece. So then when we go into next year's lottery with Darren Peterson or AJ DeBanza or Cam Boozer, it's like, ooh, them plus Sar plus Koulibaly plus Ace Bailey. Ooh, that'd be pretty sick. So it's not necessarily I think the Wizards, it's okay if they fall out of this top grade. Like, it's not as much doomerism as Utah. Because Utah does have Markkanen, who's on a huge contract right now, and they're like, we need something to happen. But yeah.
Well, it's just like, I don't know, with Washington, it's more. I don't even know if it's more frustrating or whatever, but like, it's so random. Where like, if you're Washington, and maybe this is homerism, I do feel like they've consistently made sensible decisions. Like the process, wherever we end up results wise, I feel like the process every step of the way has been very justifiable since the Bradley Beal trade. Whereas again, to compare them to Utah again, I hate the process. I don't think their process is good.
It's ridiculous. It's so maddening process.
And so like, if Utah ended up top 2 and Washington didn't, it's frustrating because it's like we did everything right, and we have this spot for this guy, and now he's just going to go somewhere that's bad or whatever. But, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, for Washington, you're really fingers crossed because it feels like they're so set up core-wise to, like, have a couple really good see what's going on years. And if it doesn't happen, then you can't see what's going on because everybody will be up a slot in the depth chart from where they're really going to be when the guy shows up.
At the 3rd spot is Charlotte. Straight up, I think Charlotte deserves it the most, and I want Charlotte to get number 1 the most because they get nothing. Like the Wizards they got John Wall. Now it was a long time ago at this point, and Otto Porter was a number 3 pick. Beal was a really high pick, right?
LaMelo Ball.
And they hit on all those guys, and they built a competitive team. Obviously, it didn't work out. And before that, they had Gilbert Arenas. They got a little bit of a steal in Gilbert Arenas. They didn't draft him, but still. And this is a guy who like averaged 30 one year, and he was nuts. Charlotte has straight up had the Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning years, nothing. And then now a little LaMelo. They landed LaMelo Ball, but like he has not changed. He's not a franchise savior level guy, right? And he wasn't even back then. He was a risky prospect. It's worked out most like.
Yeah, I would say this is positive timeline for him. It's not ideal because of the health, but like we've seen. I mean. Like, if I think about him against, like, Jalen Green or whatever, I love LaMelo Ball when he's healthy.
Yeah. And people... Yeah, he's just overtaxed as like, the primary everything there. Because you can't be the face of a franchise when you're speeding and running over people's foots. And...
That is
I just-
funny that he runs the red light every time he leaves the arena. It is fun. It's not like, I mean, for people to be like, oh, the Jailblazers are now in Charlotte or whatever because his teammate's beating the shit out of his girlfriend and he's speeding. That's like, okay, well, that's not the same.
Yeah, to be fair, maybe Charlotte doesn't deserve it because they employ Miles Bridges.
That
who's
would be the
trash.
counter argument. Yes.
He is trash now, on and off the court. So screw them. But is it the new ownership? Did they sign him or no?
I have no idea what's going on in Charlotte.
I don't know if the GameStop guy did. Remember Team Plotkin versus Team?
Yeah, it's
whatever?
rotating.
Yeah. But I do think a team like this they've been so in the mud. Even though they hit on LaMelo, they hit on Brandon Miller, it still feels like they are so far away still. They even hit on Mark Williams. They're so far away. I do think they need a no-brainer franchise savior level talent like Cooper to rise out of where they've been.
God
and I
damn.
think Dylan Harper
Cavs are down
helps.
22 right now.
On my screen is 24.
Fuck me. 3-1. Ooh, Cleveland, you got it in you? Yeah, I don't know. I don't have beef with Charlotte getting it for sure. I just like this is the part where now you are like I don't know. I have questions to like I question where we're going, like what the ideal scenario is realistically, especially if Brandon Miller has injury concerns as well, where it's like, okay, the core is pretty cool, but 3 of them are never healthy.
So if they land Cooper, do you want to keep losing and stack talent, or is it a good sign if you're like in contention, if you're like a fun 8th seed year 1?
I would like to be a fun 8th seed year 2. I think if you land Cooper, one more serious year of give us your bad contracts, give us assets, we're going to lose, we get one more crack at a really high pick, all that stuff. Because to be a frisky 8th seed in the East, it's a fake concept. Like it's like that's to be
it's you could the people who are like the Nets who don't even want to be there.
Yeah, they
and
fell
the
upwards for like a month and a half. It's like a frisky 12 seed in the West or something. So I'm cool if the Hornets hit that level in like very shortly after adding Flagg. I just question like the ability. Yeah, I want one more year of adding just commitment to adding assets and everything. Give us the Nurkic's for second rounders. Give us as much wiggle room as possible to like tweak this roster. Yeah, I would be cool with that. But I like if they got Flagg, I wouldn't be upset.
New Orleans.
Ooh.
So, are you parting ways with? Are you out of the Zion business? Are you taking this as your ticket to get out of the Zion business, or are you like, no, this is sick now? Now that we don't have to rely on Zion.
I saw someone, the Ball guys, the Unk version of us. That's what they called us on Twitter. Someone tagged me in it. One of them, I guess the me analog, because there's one guy with short hair and a mustache, and there's another guy with long hair. So the me analog, he drew up a really good trade that sent, like, it was Houston, New Orleans, and Milwaukee, and Giannis ends up in New Orleans. I don't remember who exactly ends up in Milwaukee. Or I think
is this on Twitter?
No, I saw it on TikTok. It was Zion and Jabari Smith end up in Milwaukee for Giannis. Plus, Milwaukee gets their picks back from New Orleans. And, I can't remember who exactly goes to New Orleans. Maybe Şengün and some stuff. But I remember liking that deal a lot. I felt like it was fair compensation for where Zion's at right now. I don't know. I would be I'm glad I'm not the guy who has to make this decision. If I could get a fair deal for Zion.
Oh, and it is a new. Who is it? Is it Dumars there?
Yeah, I think so. If I could get a fair deal for Zion, I'm cool with it. Like if I'm selling for pennies on the dollar, I'm just holding until it's over. I don't care. Like the potential's too high, but if someone was willing to make me an offer, I'd be cool with it. Because Flagg plus Murphy plus Herb Jones, oh my god, it would be so crazy, dude.
I personally, I'm a Zion fanboy, so of course
Yeah,
I
I
would
know.
keep Zion.
You're keeping him.
Yeah, because it's like just the like when he is healthy, there's very few players in the NBA who are as game breaking on offense. Like the treatment Shea's getting right now from the Nuggets on defense. That's like Zion in February against Charlotte. They're like, wall up, boys.
Well, and it
This is
doesn't
gonna
work.
be
Like the Nuggets are like slowing Shea down, and the everyone else wall up, and Zion throws everybody into the hoop.
Do you think he's gonna shoot? He never shoots. Wall up.
He pump faked. He's going left. Hold.
They really should. You know, in baseball, they used to have the shift. I think they banned it or whatever. But like everyone would go on one side of the field and just leave the other side completely open because they're like, he's not gonna hit it there.
He's not hitting it over there.
They should try that in the NBA. Just right side of the rim.
Make a right-handed layup. I fucking dare you.
Completely open. Or just force him away from that left hand in an extreme way. But I like the idea. I've talked about this concept before of like Zion going down a peg in the franchise importance, and that will make things better because there's like less pressure on him. And I think about Towns after Edwards was drafted. Like all of his flaws become less highlighted, and all of his issues matter less because he's not supposed to be the guy anymore. He's just a supporting piece. And so I think Flagg, Zion, Murphy, Herb Jones, and all these guys, even me. I think that's an incredible starting.
The
point.
DeJounte Murray contract, like
what is it?
It's awful. I can't remember. Let me hear. Hold on. Yap.
Yeah, so I'm not counting on DeJounte Murray, and I forget how much longer CJ is there, but still, I think this is a team. It would give them options. So, and then I talked about
So Murray is $30 million this year, 32 next year, 34 the year after that, and then 32 a player option in 2028. So
yeah, that's really rough.
Yeah, if that like ever impacted my ability to pay, like if I'm like fuck me, I'm gonna lose Herb Jones because I have DeJounte Murray on the books, I'd lose my mind.
Yeah, and this is a team where this is one of the few teams where I like Dylan Harper's fit a lot less. Like it's less of like, oh,
he's not going next to Zion.
Harper. It's tough because like he's a guy who needs the ball in his hands. You really nerf him if the ball's not in his hands. How much can he develop without the ball in his hand? Maybe he can, but right now he's not there. And then it just creates and I do think he will be better than DeJounte for sure, but it's just not the type of move that necessarily punts you up to where you want to be. And then if they land outside, like they're at the number 4 spot, there are a lot of guys who could help, but they don't necessarily change your life either. Like if Ace Bailey is a guy who can be off ball, high volume, high efficiency 3-point shooting, good on ball defense, good versatile defense, like secondary rim protection and stuff, obviously that helps you. It's just another one of, it's like a Trey Murphy type guy, another Trey Murphy next to Herb Jones and stuff. And I do think Ace Bailey would be good here, but it doesn't change your life overnight. It'll take some time. And there's some other shooter guys. Con Knipple would be fantastic. Trey Johnson.
Man, Donovan Mitchell's got 9 points on 28% from the field. We jinxed him.
Don't worry. It's
hold
a long
your
game.
Stock, everybody.
Don't get out of line, guys. The way can still vote. But yeah. So what level of imperativeness do you think New Orleans has to land the number 1 pick?
I would say so far it's the biggest gap between number 1 or bust for me. Like,
wait, the biggest gap in terms of
like
they
number
need
1
more or less than the other guys? We talked about already.
not even needing it more or less, just more so like number one changes my fucking life, and everything else is like I just have another like thing on my plate that I can't do anything with until the Zion piece falls into
if
place.
If they get number one pick relative to if they get one of the other picks,
yeah.
If they don't get, okay,
yeah. I'll say this: if Cooper goes there, it would still be very cool. This is one that I'm like not that upset about, and even with the DeJounte Murray piece of it, like I don't like that contract. I think there is still a serious infrastructure here to be a good team. And outside of the Murray trade, I do feel like most of the team building process has been good. Although I guess new GM or whatever, but what they've done up to this point doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I don't know about Dumars. We'll see.
Dumbass, more like it.
Philadelphia.
Oh my god, I would not like.
Are
this
they
one.
saved? Are they saved if they land Cooper?
No. Cooper's his destiny is then. I mean, he's cursed. That's what it is. Like, I don't even mean to come across as like a hater or whatever, because I don't have like smoke for any of the Sixers active players. It's just like to spend the first several years of your career with the franchise navigating these two contracts. I feel like it's like the most behind the eight ball start you could potentially have. There's maybe a few worse spots, maybe, but like it's an uphill battle right away.
Are you writing them off 100% certainty? Paul George and Embiid. Are you like, when you think about the future, are you like, that's done so? Those are 2 zeros.
Yeah. Yeah, in the sense that like
you have no hope of healthy Embiid.
No, well, I mean, is Joel Embiid going to play, is he going to play 4 wins in 4 playoff series? That's really what, like, I feel like what I'm asking at this point is, like, Joel Embiid, 4 straight playoff rounds. You can miss a couple games, I guess, but, like, I need that entire thing at the end of the season, that whole block. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. And while I think Paul George is probably a bit better than this season went, I still think it's probably going to be one of the worst contracts in the league that you would have to attach assets to get rid of at some point.
Yeah. How do you feel about Maxey McCain?
I think it's cool. I think if you could just do Maxey McCain and Cooper Flagg, that's fun. I don't have a problem with that at all. It's just the situation that the team is in right now. It feels like we have to go this whole distance to begin building the team around Cooper. There's like a hill we have to overcome right away. I also don't know their pick situation exactly.
I feel like they're all gone.
I don't think it's perfect. I think they got some of them back, but I'm not sure exactly.
And then this is a team where Dylan Harper does not help again. Like a guard isn't going to change your life either way. The only thing that would change, would you, if you land number 2, are you trading? Would you trade for future picks, or would you trade for a player?
I don't know.
Like a guy to help now.
I'm out on this version of the team, really, and it sucks.
Would you take Harper, even though you have Maxey and McCain?
I mean, I guess, because like then at that point, I'm also entertained. Like, if someone gives me the right price for Tyrese Maxey, like, it's cool that he was an all-star and everything, but I don't necessarily know what it means for him to, like, be good on an awful team while we spend the next, like, 4 years rebuilding on like, a fast track. It could be much longer than that. Although they do have 2026 first, they own it, 27 first.
Their own?
Okay, they don't have their 27 one, but they have their 2028 one, and they have a 2028 Clippers pick as well. So yeah, they don't have everything in the future, but they have some stuff going on. They have, I would say, most of their picks. So yeah,
that's interesting. I would support that. I would support keeping Dylan Harper and then just blowing and trading Maxey and trying to blow everything up. But I don't know if they would do that.
Yeah.
In an ideal world, Paul George healthy, Embiid healthy. Do you think Cooper? Does that move the needle in the playoffs? Like having a guy like that? Do you think?
I mean, yeah. Well, if Embiid's healthy, I feel like they're super close already. Like Embiid is a transformational player, even in the playoffs, even with like the stuff that people cling on to still. I think that Knicks series with him on one leg. I mean, we saw Jokic today. Hartenstein's got him in fucking prison. Joel Embiid with Bell's palsy was giving him 50 points. Yeah, I think I think Joel Embiid's so good, and so I think Flagg, that would be sick if he could just come in and be like this weird nuclear role player rookie season. That would be so dope, but I just don't think it's in the cards.
Just spot up threes and rim protection.
Imagine you beat Flagg on the perimeter and Embiid's back there. It's like, what the fuck?
And Paul George is reaching into the side.
Yeah, that would suck. But yeah, as far
and
as
McCain is dancing on the bench.
McCain's recording a TikTok of you. Oh no. I would be the most frustrated of everyone we've talked about, though.
So so Philadelphia lands number 1 pick. They haven't announced it to the public. They give you a button. They say, "Sir, if you press this button, they won't have the number 1 pick." You're pressing it?
Sure. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I probably wouldn't. Like, I don't care. I don't have that much investment.
I don't want that guilt on my
hands. I can't have that blood on my hands. But if the ping pong balls press the button, I just think there are better spots from a Flagg success standpoint.
Brooklyn, obvious. I think Cooper or Dylan Harper changes your life here. They have nothing. They would have something.
Yeah.
So you start building around something.
It's crazy that Philadelphia has better odds than Brooklyn. It's insane. Like,
yeah.
Like, if I'm a Brooklyn fan, that ruins my life. I'm so upset about that.
Oh,
like,
and by the way, I didn't even mention if Philadelphia, if their pick is outside the top 6, they lose it.
Oh yeah, it goes to OKC, right?
Yeah.
I think they attached that to Al Horford to get rid of him.
Oh, the Sixers.
Yeah,
okay,
I think the
give Al Horford to OKC.
And so, like, to look at how he's playing in Boston right now,
yeah,
and be like, how did he?
And he was great in OKC as well when he was there. What was he? This was a good year.
No, he was great in OKC. Sorry, I was looking off camera.
Yeah, I thought you were like, no, he wasn't.
No, he was sick. Hey, he gets lost in the shuffle of Chris Paul in OKC. It's like there was 2 old guys. There was 2 vets there.
They taught Shea everything he knows.
Yeah. So Brooklyn, I think I'd be fine with it, but like they feel like a weirder version of Utah where it's like we don't even have the Markkanen piece. It's a very
we
blank.
don't have Bryce. We don't have anything.
It's a very blank slate that like the only part of it where I'm hesitant now is like, well, if you get Cooper Flagg, are you just gonna win 30 games right away? Like, are we just done being bad for forever?
I hope not. But that Cooper Claxton front court might be too good defensively.
I don't know. Hey, shout out. Hey, give him to LA for nothing. I'm sure that's what's gonna happen.
Toronto, does that save them in your eyes? Are you like, okay, we're on track? Or are you like, oh, things are still bizarre?
Whoa, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference?
Okay.
Toronto, Flagg, I think, saves them. I think then you are in this cool situation where...
So is he off the bench to start with them? Because Ingram, RJ, Scotty... Like, I guess you could go Scotty at the 5 if you want to go crazy. Scotty, Cooper, RJ, Ingram lineup.
And Pirtle. Start his ass.
But no, I guess in that scenario, Cooper's got to come off the bench, right?
No, we're starting him, bro.
Well, which wing do you bump down?
We're starting all of them. Pirtle at the 5, Flagg at the 4.
No one at all?
No, it's free flowing. We have
Okay.
good. We're having point guard by committee.
Okay.
No,
Cooper is actually an incredible passer.
that's what. Hey, Cooper and Scotty, the ball movement
Scotty
would be
is
sick.
too, yeah.
I think Scottie Pippen's second option hoops saved my life. Please, we got
Scotty Barnes.
yeah. See, I
Okay.
said well. Maybe I'm just seeing the
Same
future
thing.
here. No, I think it saves you. Harper, I don't know. I haven't watched that much on. You could use a guard here. I mean, the team's all wings. I don't think it's like the end of the world if you get him, but
Yeah.
it's yeah. I think adding one of these two picks would be massive for them because they are just like I always say, a rookie value contract that's like playing an all-star, all-NBA level basketball, that's like one of the biggest advantages in the NBA. And so if the Raptors, who are kind of financially constricted, they might even move off of RJ over the offseason. I don't even know if he would be there start next year. But if the Raptors could add a Flagg or a Harper and just have that rookie scale deal, high production guy, that would be huge.
And Flagg next to Mobo. Oh, whoa. And Shed at the one. Yeah. So I'd still have an overall ceiling. Like, I still don't know if Ingram and RJ are there by the time the team is good, but things would be better. Obviously, if San Antonio lands Cooper, this is unreal. This is literally David Robinson and Tim Duncan next to each other.
I would hate it, but at the same time, Wemby GOAT train.
Oh, wait, why would you hate it?
I'm trying to see Jokic get some fucking dubs, dude, and I don't.
It's already over once Wemby hits his prime, dude. Come on, maybe you could join.
All right, I'm on board. You sold me.
If they get Dylan Harper, that's still I would still take Dylan Harper, no brainer, because I think he has a higher ceiling than De'Aaron Fox.
What about Stephon? You think he's better than Stephon Castle?
Someone commented that on my video I did talk about Dylan Harper. They're like, he's not starting over
He's
Fox
no
and
Castle. That's crazy.
He's far more dynamic on offense than Castle. And listen, I took the L on doubting Castle's offense. Well, honestly, he was just
volume.
He was just a volume guy,
Volume.
guys. I don't know
whatever.
I don't know for sure.
Rookie of the year? It's not a volume. It's not like sixth man of the year at all.
I'm very, very comfortable with Dylan Harper. And the thing I always talk about with a Wemby team is like, I don't want Fox long term because that's a weakness to attack. I don't want Dillingham. That's a weakness to attack. Dylan Harper would be targeted, but he is 6'6", so that's pretty sick.
So target that.
Target that.
How many
Take
more teams we got in the
down.
lottery?
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well,
God.
one of them is San Antonio again.
God damn.
5. Rapid fire.
Yeah, let's rapid fire this.
Houston.
I would like it. I mean, top 2 would change their. I'm cool with any high pick, but like Jalen Green, I'm done with. Şengün, I'm fine, but like I'm not as high as you are, or I think I'm lower than consensus. So, yeah, I would say Houston. It would be crazy, and especially the one I rolled. That I said, oh my god, crazy result. Houston got the number 1 pick off of the Phoenix pick.
That would be incredibly huge. Dylan Harper's incredibly huge because they need someone who can create on the perimeter, and he can be that. Portland, pretty cool.
Pretty cool, yeah.
I think he's what you wanted Scoot to be, and I still think Scoot can fit in.
Dylan Harper?
Next to him, yeah.
Okay.
I think just because Scoot back then they were like big time athlete, rim pressure, passing. That's what Dylan Harper can bring to the table. And then I think I liked Scoot's cutting, and I think if he is, and his spot up shooting was good this year, right? So I think he can fit alongside if he locks in on the defensive end, and if he does hit how Scoot was supposed to hit, not too bad to have 2 of these guys, and they have great defensive pieces. Dallas, they don't deserve it. The fans do, but Nico and the
If you
ownership
give Nico Harrison, Cooper
doesn't.
Flagg, I mean, yeah, it would be. There's no justice if that happens.
There's no justice. Chicago Bulls do not deserve it. Even if they get Cooper,
I mean, I talked about him being cursed with the Sixers. If he goes to
No.
the Bulls,
Yeah.
oh my, he's responsible for like uplifting Giddey in the playoffs and stuff. Like Giddey, I don't know. Giddey plays bad, and it's just like, is Flagg doing enough? This is crazy.
I don't get it. Giddey can pass him the ball.
Yeah,
That's
he needs
so
to
good.
finish more.
Yeah, this is a disaster because as long as the caveman reigns, this team will never accomplish anything. And if they do get Dylan Harper, I worry because I think they'll still pay Giddey, and I think it's just it makes it. Dylan Harper can't really play off the ball. Giddey definitely can't play off the ball. It's just useless to pair those two guys together. But I think they would do it because they're idiots. Atlanta. Cooper is a big deal for Atlanta.
Yeah.
Where does he? How far does he put them? Because right now it feels like they are a unicorn center away from being a really good team, like a switch onto the perimeter guarding
and
everything.
Evan Mobley away.
Catch lot, yeah, like Evan Mobley type guy away.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a Cooper who's probably he's like 6'7", 6'8", barefoot.
Yeah.
Like
Then
6'9"
Jalen Johnson
functionally.
starts looking around, being like, "Are you gonna ask me to guard Jokic? I'm not doing that."
Well, Cooper's the better rim protector, probably.
Well, that's why he's roaming. Jalen Johnson's thick ass getting the post.
Oh, I see. Yeah. And I guess so Mo Gay at the 5, Cooper at the 4, Jalen at the 3.
It's crazy.
Rizzler or
Okongwu,
Dyson?
it sucks that he's so short. And like he was so good, but like it just feels unsustainable to be like we have Trey and 4'6'9" dudes. Although that's not insane, I guess. I'd be I want Flagg to go somewhere where we're not really questioning what's going on as much as we are with Atlanta.
Well, there will be if they get 1 or 2, there will be some talk about moving on from Trae Young. Like, we have a new guy. Let's get the old guy out of here. If you land Cooper, do you want to keep Trae or do you want to part ways?
I would probably part ways.
If you land Dylan, you want to part ways or keep
I don't know.
Trae?
I mean, you know more about Dylan than I do. I don't.
But just picture like a Cade Cunningham type guy next to Trae. Does that change their lives?
No.
Or are you?
No.
Yeah, it's a little rough. And I love Trae, and he's so young, and if he wants to be in Atlanta, oh dang! I just saw DeAndre Hunter push. That's crazy. Wait, Mathurin got ejected for that?
Yeah, I guess Mathurin. I haven't been able to find the clip. I guess he like punched him low key, like when in Hunter x Hunter when he's fighting the bomber.
Yeah.
And he the bomber blows up his hands and he's like, "I got you," but then he's all dizzy because going like really fast kicked him in the head without him even noticing it. That's what happened. That's what Mathurin did.
Yeah. So, and do you think there's any chance of trading the number 2 pick if they were to land it for some kind of center? Like maybe if Nico Harrison got fired or came to his senses, he's like, I got to just tear this thing up with like Anthony Davis for the number 2 pick.
I would shop it if I'm Atlanta. I don't think Dallas does that, but I mean I would. Yeah.
Is there anyone you think would be available would go for the number 2 pick?
I'm trying to think. Who's really cool at the center position? Well, it's because I genuinely feel like the guy you're describing is about to become like the wings of the 2010s, where it's like wing is the most important position in basketball. Switchable rim protector is I feel like Chet, Mobley, and Wemby are gonna become that a little bit. So it feels like there's not that many that are available. It's like a really hot commodity. I don't know. Ooh,
Donovan Clingan.
Would you do it for Bam Adebayo?
That's a little rich for me because Bam runs into the size limitations that Okongwu does, even though he's way better. I don't know. I would feel iffy about that. I don't know if that moves the needle. If I would really want a true 7-footer
Okay. Well, you're not. I don't think there's one out there. Okay. Who's left?
And then that was it. Yeah, because then 14 is the Spurs have another. They have Atlanta.
Give him Cooper.
Give him Cooper.
Give him Cooper.
And then I guess if OKC lands this protected Sixers pick, ugh.
God.
Too much.
Be disgusting. Okay. Hey, everybody, thank you for tuning in to this little short. And David Robinson, take it away.
People better not be commenting. I can't believe the Bulls actually got it. Crazy watching this now. The Bulls
Crazy watching this now. Guys, comment. Yeah, comment how stupid we are for whoever that got it. Comment that down below.
Look at me, I'm red, I'm evil.
Whoa, okay. David Robinson, take it away.
Up tempo means I'm going to run you into the ground.